Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Let's Stay Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at this Omega transport ship by Vergrill and Tumble. Now this is an absolutely amazing little ship. There's so much detail in so many areas. I'm just going to take you around this today, show you some of the features, as well as taking it for a little bit of a test flight. So let's actually start at the front on the exterior, and we'll work our way inside. So at the front you can see we've got this nicely open and exposed cockpit, but at the same time it's quite protected from the side, and you can actually see quite a lot from it, and I think that's really important when it actually comes to a cockpit. You need to see everything around you, but at the same time offer quite a bit of protection, and that's what these air intakes on both sides actually do. And throughout this design you'll notice how much detail has gone into each area. We've got an air vent there, we've also got the antennas, and on top of that it looks like we've got some rotors combined, and the combination of half-built blocks with fully completed blocks really adds to the effect of this ship. So you can see as we come up through the built thruster, we've actually got a Sage industrial thruster in there, but he's actually built a really nice shell for it out of the blast door blocks, combining that with a bit of piping, just like that. Absolutely beautiful, come off really well. And this area is one of my favorites. Now this is the landing gear retraction area, and you can see we've got the two pistons there, we've got a Sage industrial thruster, as well as these wheels to act as a little bit of a buffer for that landing gear there. And he's also used the wheel axle block just to add that whole level of detail to this area and make it look a little bit more hydraulic and exciting. Now if we come up to the roof, you can see we've got some more air intakes as well as the industrial thruster, and everything on this ship really looks like it's been plugged in or it's connected up correctly. And you can see on the jump drive on the top we've got piping leading all the way up to the top and into the jump drive, as well as little areas of detail like this where we've got an antenna, and behind that we've got a half constructed block and more air vents. Just so much detail been added to this craft. So let's actually hover over the back. So you can see as we're going over the back here, we have the Omega sort of symbol, as well as some interior panels that have been added to create just a sort of drop in sort of contrast in this area. Really cool indeed. We've got the air intake area, so when you're cooling off your reactors and engines, you can access this area here. And you see the reactors information, as well as some buttons to access the cooling panels and so on. And now this little carriage here at the back is the cargo module. So if you've not got enough space in that ship, that they've described that there's not too much cargo space at all in there, you can attach this bad boy to the back and you can carry around your supplies and your resources, take them to trade, drop them on a planet, exchange them and so on. And I like the idea that it's a module, so you don't have to take it around with you everywhere. So let's actually fly back to the front. So that's the exterior. We're going to actually hop back to the character with an F6, and we're going to go inside. So this ship has some really cool sound features as well. We've got the ramp here that's going to lower down. Should give us a little bit of a sound effect too.
Activating ramp. Please stay away from any moving parts.
So there you go, you see the ramps come down, the lights have came down as well. We can just hop aboard and climb into the ship. We've also ramped this area up really nice using these sort of panel blocks here. Now we're going to hop into the cockpit. There is another way of closing that rear ramp, but I think this is the more fun way. So you can see if we press that there, the light's going to shut off and the ramp will raise up. There we go, and that ramp actually becomes the floor of the ship now. So as I head back down into this area, into the engine bay, we can actually switch that light on up at the top. Switching that light on, and we're in the reactor room. So we've got a picture of a lady on the left that I'm not going to show you too much of, and we've also got the reactor here, so it's just a nice central area, and we've got the door for air venting behind that. And then over here we just got some more air vents, some more controls, and we'll shut that door up as well as we come through here. You can see my thruster pulsing away. There we go, shut that off, and we'll run back up this ramp. And you can see the center of the ship is taken up by these sort of control modules. Not really doing too much, but it's just really beauty sort of interior design aspects. There's not too much functionality aboard this ship. Now this area here acts as like an air cutoff, so when you want to open up that ramp, you simply activate the air cutoff here, and it cuts them air vents from actually producing the air into this cabin, so you don't lose any. So that's another little cool feature. Now over to the cockpit, let's actually take this ship off. So it's quite simple. The first thing we need to do is charge the engine, so we're going to hit 1. We'll get a little audio cue. So we've got ignition now. We can also access the cooling system. So if I press 2, if the ship gets too hot, I can access the cooling system. And you'll open the flaps up. So you've got a cooling down there. And you've also got the cooling on the back that I showed you. So we'll close them back up. And I'll access the menu so you can also see the tab. On 4, we have the ramp. But I've already shown you that, so I'm not going to bore you with that again. And we can actually begin taking this off now. The engines are charged, so we can press space. And that'll start bringing us up into the air. And we can also retract the landing gears. See, the landing gears are actually retracting now. I'll turn the hood off. You see how compact them landing gears actually come up into the hull. It reminds me of a little bit of a ship from Star Citizen. This, I think it's mainly the front part, but at the back as well. Just look at the detailing of that ship. I'd be proud to fly around this ship in a custom sort of server with a setup. You've got the rocket launchers on the back for a bit of rear protection, and it stays together really well, this ship. Even though it's got a few pistons in some remote areas, it tends to fly very well for a ship of this size, and it also almost flies like a small fighter ship, and I think that's quite important. So if we come back to the cockpit, you can see the view we've got view below, view up, just perfect sort of cockpit alignment as well. Really nice little build this. Anyway, if you want to check this out, it's going to be up on the Steam Workshop. You'll be able to see it. I'll give you a link in the description so you can actually see it for yourself. It is a really cool little design, and even if you're just looking for a bit of inspiration, this is definitely a ship to check out.